Good evening, you're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. His Majesty the Sultan greetings to the PM of India were conveyed by the Foreign Minister during a meeting on the sidelines of the second session of the Arab-Indian Cooperation Forum. The Sultanate of Oman reaffirms its commitment to promote and protect human rights. And about 30 Palestinians killed in Israeli airstrikes across Gaza since dawn. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. His Majesty the Sultan conveyed his greetings to His Excellency the Prime Minister of India and his best wishes for continued progress and prosperity to him and the friendly Indian people. These greetings were delivered by His Excellency Sayed the Foreign Minister during their meetings on the sidelines of the second ministerial meeting of the Arab-Indian Cooperation Forum held in New Delhi, the capital of India. For his part, the Prime Minister of India asked His Excellency to convey his sincere greetings and appreciation to His Majesty the Sultan and his best wishes for continued progress and prosperity to His Majesty and the Omani people. His Excellency Ambassador Idris bin Abdulrahman Al-Khanjari, permanent representative of the Sultanate of Oman to the United Nations and international organizations in Geneva, affirmed the Sultanate of Oman's strong commitment to promote and protect human rights. Based on its authentic values and deep-rooted historical path, it continues its efforts aimed at raising societal awareness of the importance of human rights and consolidating them at various levels. The National Heart Center, in collaboration with the Oman Heart Association, organized the Precision in Shock Symposium in Muscat as part of its 10th anniversary celebrations and within its commitment to advancing cardiac care in the country. Here is more in this report.
Cardiogenic shock leaves little room for delay or doubt. In Muscat, the National Heart Center marked a decade of specialized cardiac care through the Precision in Shock Symposium, focusing on how science, systems, and speed can change outcomes in the most critical situations.
This conference is actually going on with the objectives of Oman Heart Association to provide the healthcare professionals with the updated knowledge and developments in the field of cardiology in different parts of the world.
It's a problem where the heart muscle and the pump is not functioning very well, so the patient can't get blood around to his rest of the organs. And what I've highlighted in my talk is the importance to identify the condition early and to try and treat the patients and offer early mechanical circulatory support, which is devices and technologies which help in getting the blood circulating around whenever the patient needs.
The timing reflects a period of growing national capability in advanced heart care. Breakthroughs in transplantation and artificial heart support have reshaped treatment pathways, placing Oman among countries investing in the most complex forms of cardiac medicine.
Such conference really tells us the population that we're dealing in Oman and tells us the facility that's available and updates us about all the new updates that there are worldwide and things that we can do here in our center to improve the outcome of our population.
This is one of the workshops which can benefit the nurses and they can gain more knowledge about the device what we have. So for example, the workshop has 3 stations. One station talks about the LVAD, and the second one is Impella, and the third one is the ECMO. So when we joined the workshop, we gained the new knowledge and we knew about the devices very well.
By combining scientific exchange with practical training on mechanical circulatory systems, the event highlighted a national direction grounded on acting with clarity and confidence when lives hang in the balance. A decade on, the symposium points toward a future shaped by precision and preparedness in critical cardiac care across Oman. Reporting from Muscat, this is Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi.
Around 30 Palestinians were killed and dozens wounded in a series of Israeli airstrikes targeting various areas of the Gaza Strip early this morning. Medical sources reported that the strikes targeted an apartment in Gaza City and a tent in Khan Yunis. They explained that an Israeli airstrike on an apartment in Gaza City killed a mother, 3 children, and one of their relatives. Another airstrike on a tent camp caused a fire that killed 7 people. The sources added that Israeli warplanes targeted the Sheikh Radwan police station northwest of Gaza City, resulting in 13 deaths and a number of injuries. On the humanitarian front, the United Nations warned of the harsh winter conditions still facing Palestinian families in the Gaza Strip, noting that 11 children have died from hypothermia since the beginning of winter. Farhan Haq, deputy spokesperson for the UN Secretary General, stated during a press conference in New York that the UN is working to find shelter solutions to reduce people's reliance on tents, emphasizing the need for the continued entry of humanitarian aid and commercial goods without restrictions. Haq also stressed the need to enable all UN relief partners to deliver supplies and aid and operate without hindrance in the West Bank as well, after the occupying forces disrupted vital services for thousands of people, calling for an end to the restrictions imposed on aid terms. The UN Secretary General has warned that the organization faces imminent financial collapse due to member states failing to meet their financial obligations. Antonio Guterres said the UN is experiencing a financial crisis that threatens the implementation of its programs, noting that funds could run out by July. In a letter to member states, the Secretary General explained that they must fulfill their mandatory payments or begin reforming the organization's financial rules to avoid collapse. The United States, the largest contributor to the United Nations budget, has withheld its contributions to both the regular and peacekeeping budgets and withdrawn from several agencies, describing them as a waste of taxpayer money. In Indonesia, the death toll from the landslide that struck West Java province has risen to 49 as the search for the missing continues. The Indonesian National Search and Rescue Agency explained that heavy rains triggered the landslide, which completely buried homes in the Pasir Lango area of Bandung last week amid complex rescue efforts. The agency noted that landslides are frequent in mountainous regions during the rainy season, which runs from November to March. Still to come in our news bulletin. The first Globe Camp in Muscat promotes environmental awareness among school students through application of global protocols. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. Sohar Port and Free Zone continue to strengthen their role as an industrial and logistics hub with the relocation of purified terephthalic acid and polyethylene terephthalate production platform from the port of Rotterdam in the Netherlands to Sohar, underscoring the Sultanate of Oman's growing attractiveness for long-term industrial investment. More details coming up.
Sohar Port and Free Zone has announced the relocation of an industrial platform producing purified terephthalic acid, PTA, and polyethylene terephthalate, PET, from the port of Rotterdam in the Netherlands to Sohar, underscoring Oman's growing appeal for long-term global industrial investment. The move follows the signing of 2 strategic agreements with subsidiaries of Germany's MAG Group in partnership with OQ Refining and Petroleum Industries to develop an integrated industrial complex with an estimated investment of around 211 million Omani Riyals. The agreements include land leasing in the Free Zone and a sub-usufruct arrangement within the port. The project reinforces Sohar's role as a regional hub for advanced, export-oriented industries, leveraging an integrated operating model that combines logistics, bulk handling, pipeline networks, and manufacturing within a single industrial ecosystem. Once operational, the complex is expected to supply markets across the Middle East, Africa, Asia, and Europe with PTA and PET, key materials used in packaging, polyester fibers, plastics, textiles, and industrial applications.
The Special Economic Zone in Al-Dhahira Governorate announced the commissioning of a solar power system as part of the main road construction and surface water drainage project implemented by a consortium of Omani and Saudi companies. The system has a total production capacity of over 5,000 kilowatts with storage batteries of approximately 788 kilowatt hours, enabling the efficient operation of vital facilities during peak periods. The project contributes to reduce reliance on diesel generators by up to 60%, decreasing carbon emissions by 24.8 tons of carbon dioxide per month, and lowering energy consumption costs. The Sultanate of Oman's non-oil exports witnessed a strong performance last year, reflecting the positive transformation of the national economy within the framework of the Oman Vision 2040 objectives. Official statistical indicators showed that the value of Omani non-oil exports reached about 5 billion Omani riyals, achieving a growth rate by 10.3% by the end of September of last year, compared to the same period in 2024. The Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Investment Promotion continues to implement programs and policies that contribute to diversify national income sources and consolidate the Sultanate of Oman's position as a reliable trading partner in international trade chains. Oman Air celebrated its inaugural flight to Ta'if in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The launch was marked by an inauguration ceremony held at Muscat's International Airport. Here is a report.
Oman Air celebrated its service to Ta'if, Saudi Arabia, with a ceremony held at Muscat International Airport. This new direct service between Muscat and Saudi Arabia's City of Roses will begin with 3 weekly flights. The new service aims at supporting two-way tourism and travel between the Sultanate of Oman and the western regions within the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Taif is the 5th destination in our network in KSA, along with Riyadh, Dammam, Jeddah, and Medina. This destination, it came along with the new strategy, continue to 2025 strategy. We saw a lot of demand came, and we are getting a lot of requests.
The new route offers travelers from Oman convenient access to Taif, which is renowned for its temperate climate and cultural heritage. This service will also encourage visitors from Saudi Arabia to explore Oman and connect onward through Muscat.
Today is the launch of Taif. It's another of the new routes that Oman Air has launched in 2025 and 2026. It falls hard on the heels of Amsterdam, Rome, expanding capacity to London Heathrow, and significant investment in Moscow. The investments we've made over the last 12 months have added nearly 800 million Omani riyals to the economy of Oman.
The Taif service marks Oman Air's 5th destination in Saudi Arabia, joining Jeddah, Riyadh, Dammam, and Medina. The airline continues to strengthen regional connectivity across the GCC and the wider Middle East, offering travelers an award-winning onboard product complemented by signature Omani hospitality.
The first Globe Muscat Camp brings together school participants in a collaborative learning environment focused on interaction and teamwork. The camp adopts a scientific and interactive approach to environmental education, covering key elements including water, air, soil, and vegetation through observation and data collection. Designed as an educational framework, the program strengthens scientific inquiry skills, promotes environmental responsibility and safety awareness, and supports the development of scientific data that serves both local and global communities. The camp represents a practical learning model that combines knowledge and application, offering an engaging experience in environmental exploration. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Majesty the Sultan greetings to the PM of India were conveyed by the Foreign Minister during a meeting on the sidelines of the second session of the Arab-Indian Cooperation Forum. The Sultanate of Oman reaffirms commitment to promote and protect human rights. And about 30 Palestinians killed in Israeli airstrikes across Gaza since dawn. With that, we come to the end of tonight's bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's a good night, and we hope you had an enjoyable weekend.